All right, guys, we'll be starting here momentarily. Let me just turn on everything, make sure everything is good to go. Boom, there I am. All right, welcome back, guys. It is Monday. It is November 21st, and it's Thanksgiving week. So a little bit of an update here. Most likely, actually not most likely, I'll be taking Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off of streaming and trading. Maybe if there's something amazing, I'll quickly hop on, but I got family visiting. I'm going to be busy, and these are the times to really take off, recharge, and then come back with more energy. I think that's really important. I remember I took a whole week off earlier this year as well, and I had like 20 green days in a row after I took off. Doesn't mean that can't happen without taking off, but it's really nice to recharge the battery. So I'll be streaming today and tomorrow, and after that I'll be gone until next week, Monday. In terms of what is going on today, let's pull up the news. Looks like everything is selling off quite a bit, and we'll start with that actually while this loads. Let's pull it up here. So we got, let's go to the SPY first, which is going to be a bit of a gap down here, but not super bad. We are down about 0.5%. So let's see if this holds. Right now we're in that really critical spot where we want to see some more continuation. We really want to see this pop over 400 and then over 405 and maybe into 410 or so. I don't think it's going to hold. If it does do that, I don't know if it's, I'm really not super optimistic that it's actually going to hold that and really amount to much. We could also see another pullback first before we get a move higher. Anything's obviously possible. For me, I'll be kind of patient here. I already have some swing trades open. Maybe I'll size in a little bit more if we do get a bit of a pullback. Maybe some cash positions, so straight spot price, and really start accumulating on some of these lows on some of these tickers that we've been following for quite some time. Other than that, talk about a slow pre-market. I mean, we have pretty much nothing moving here on the top gainers here. REE up 3%. I mean, it's ridiculous. So really slow. Not a lot of action. And just in general, all the large caps are, well, not all, but most of the large caps are just slightly selling off. Some down more than others. I know Coin is quite down quite a bit, down around 5-6%. I think Square's up or down only like 2% or so, but Square had a really ferocious sell-off yesterday. And let's see if I'm missing anything. I wanted to go to the swing trades. Here we go. So we got Coin down 6%. Yeah, that's probably the biggest drop. Now we finally broke this key 44 zone. We could get some heavy capitulation here. So these could be some really good buy opportunities for Coin. Going down for, we got big support around 40, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, the sell-off has been kind of newly increased pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of started a new downwards descent on some of these names, not all of them. Some are really starting to find like a pretty solid bottom. Nice bottom bounces. I would really like to get in some day trading, but I'm just really not sure if this is the time, if we're really going to be seeing any of that. The AMD had a really solid bounce. So we nailed this first entry, but we took profits on that initial pop. That could have been nice to hold a little bit longer. SoFi, Lemonade. So yeah, a lot of big names finding that big time support right now, pulling back to former major support zones. You can really see it across the board. Let's go here to Z, which is basically break even. Also starting to pull back. Had a 50% rally almost. A lot of support around $30. So Z could be a really nice acquisition at one point. BYND, Pfizer, so on and so forth. One sec. Alright guys, I'm back. Kevin's got some interviews here he's going to be doing. That's exciting. How I've been helping people with bus routes. January will be my 19th year working on the Citrus Connection bus terminal in Lakeland, Florida. Wow, that's pretty crazy. 19 years. Good for you, man. I think that's amazing when you stick with something for a really long time. That's what we're trying to do here with trading. So yeah, very slow pre-market. Nothing really looking too interesting at the moment. Let's see what kind of big releases are going to be coming out. For some reason, all countries are selected. Let's just select the United States, or not all, but a lot were selected. You would think it would remember me in my settings at this point. So durable goods come out on Wednesday. Same with new home sales and FOMC minutes. Federal Reserve. Let's see here. The Fed Reserve could be quite a big discussion here on Wednesday. Everything else I don't think will be too impactful. You also have to remember that Thanksgiving is actually, so Thanksgiving holiday week is actually one of the, historically, a very positive, very green trading week for stocks. You just type in historically Thanksgiving. Here we go. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving has been positive 78% of the time. And in general, the whole week, I think right here, so stocks traditionally do well on Thanksgiving week, according to CNBC. The S&P 500 up 75% of the time for an average of 0.6% since 1945. So maybe we'll get a little bit of holiday rally going on here. I'm not sure, but we could see it. I would really like to see a little bit more small cap momentum coming back, but you know, like we've been saying with all the large cap news and macro news, I'm just not really sure we're going to be seeing so much of it. If we get it, you know, we want to get aggressive and take advantage of it. Otherwise, who knows? Anyone watching the U.S. in Qatar in the FIFA World Cup? So far, I haven't watched any games, but I'll definitely want to. Let's see here. Year-to-date NASDAQ. These are always pretty brutal for the year-to-date. NASDAQ down 28, almost 29%, 11.1 thousand. S&P almost back at 4,000, down 16.8% year-to-date. And the Dow Jones kind of just hanging around at 33.7 thousand for some time now, only down 7% year-to-date. So really not too bad. Bitcoin down 64.5% year to date at 16.5 thousand. And Bird, what happened to this company? Let's see here. Let's read a little bit. We'll get another batch of earnings reports and minutes from previous Fed meeting. Uh-oh. Traders will have to clock in Black Friday for a half day. So yeah, we are not going to be trading, or I won't be streaming and or trading Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's see here. Stock spotlight. The e-scooter rental company Bird is probably grateful that the FTX implosion is stealing the spotlight from its own collapse. Last week, this company said it overstated revenue for more than 2 years and it is warning. Whoa, that's pretty bad. It could go bankrupt if things don't turn around. Currently, a penny stock, Bird will be delisted from the New York Stock Exchange if the share price does not rise above $1 by the end of the year. What's Bird's ticker symbol? Let's quick look at this. I guess this must be it. No, that's all Birds. That's different. Bird East. BRDS. But yeah, wow, all Birds as well. Look how these guys got clobbered. They IPO'd up here around $20, around $18.89 or so. I mean, they're down. Whew, that is brutal. Yeah, public transportation, David, in the U.S. has just, especially like in the South or the West, is really just not so great. It's almost like we have this bus service in Florida that is almost a joke. It's also like pretty empty. It's super inconvenient. I don't see why anyone would ever actually really take it. It's almost more convenient just like walking at that point, you know? You do see an occasional person in there, but the reason it's so inconvenient is the time schedule. I even looked at it once. It was like all over the place. And then the stops were really inconvenient as well. It would like drop you off like alongside a big road. And it was like, what am I going to do here? I don't know who came up with it, but it was in Vero Beach, Florida. It was like, it was a bit of a laughing stock. Hopefully they improved it, but I remember around the time I was in high school, it was like really a bit of a joke, that whole system. I have no idea what happened to it now. Maybe it's not even operating anymore. But it's actually quite unfortunate because everyone benefits from a good public transportation system. So it's a bit weird. I went to college in New York City, Peter, and then I did a long road trip through Europe and Africa, and actually ended up in Berlin. I just really liked it here, so I stayed. I'm still here. Remember, guys, Thursday is going to be a half day. Right here, Thursday, November 24th, I will be off for that day. Bob Chepek must be feeling Disney announced the former CEO Bob Iger would return to his role atop the entertainment giant, replacing his successor Chepek, who's been CEO for less than 3 years. That's true. Chepek really never hit his stride. That's definitely a fact, and has been having a lot of issues with the Florida government. First, the COVID-19 pandemic upended the company's business, forcing parks to close and movie theaters to shut down. Then Chepek struggled to contain multiple controversies. Initially, he did not come out forcefully against Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay law, which ticked off many employees, during which Disney also got into a high-profile dust-up with actor Scarlett Johansson over the compensation for Black Widow. And then they had that other thing with the government, which they're not really mentioning here. The company's recent performance appears to have been the final straw that sent the board crawling back to Iger. Both Disney's streaming unit and the parks division underperformed expectations last quarter. This year, shares are down 41%. Yeah, that's pretty crazy for this company. They're pretty on point usually. Disney, DIS. I knew I forgot their ticker. So on that announcement, they're actually up quite a bit. They had a really nice pullback and then ripped on up. So let's see if we can get some of these other companies to do the same thing. Can Iger turn things around? He has quite the track record. During his OG tenure as CEO, Disney reinvented itself by acquiring Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar. Disney's board hopes Iger will similarly right the ship during the 2 years he's slated to stay on. Okay, so he's planned to stay on for 2 years. Slated to stay on. That's a unusual one for me. As Disney embarks on an increasing complex period of industry transformation, Bob Iger is uniquely situated to lead the company through this pivotal period. Okay, says the board. Big picture, bringing on a former CEO to provide stability is not unprecedented in corporate America. The formerly burned Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, and we all remember how well that worked. And former Starbucks boss Howard Schultz also recently came back to the company as interim CEO. Oh, let me get back at it. That's good. Uh-oh, what happened here? Mass shooting at LGBTQ club in Colorado Springs. Oh, no. 5 people were killed and 25 injured when a gunman opened fire at a Club Q, a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs. That is horrible. The 22-year-old suspect is in custody after being subdued by heroic patrons, police said. The attack occurred at the close of Transgender Awareness Week, and Club Q is planning to host a performance to mark Transgender Day. Oh, yeah. Donald Trump is back on Twitter. Oh boy. Elon Musk reinstated former President Trump, which had been banned after Trump helped incite January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol. But the way Musk went about it was unconventional. Well, that's always the case. While Musk had pledged he would let the Content Moderation Council decide the fate of banned accounts, he instead decided to ask Twitter's users whether Trump should be allowed back on. They and an untold number of bots voted 52% in favor. Trump, meanwhile, said he's sticking with his own social media platform, The Truth. Most disappointing climate conference ends with a single breakthrough. Delegates of COP27 climate summit in Egypt agreed to create a fund that will compensate lower-income nations for losses and damages they suffered from weather disasters fueled by greenhouse gas emission spewed by richer nations. But despite that step forward, leaders did not agree on more ambitious target cuts for emissions cuts. Well, I mean, it's something, I guess. Biden, like most Americans, is working past 80. That is such a good headline. That's so crazy. President Joe Biden blew out 80 birthday candles on Sunday, becoming the first octogenarian to occupy that White House. That's crazy. So he's officially 80. I kept thinking he was already 80, so I for a while I was telling people he was 80, and then I realized he wasn't. So I had to correct that a lot. He's 79. Now he's 80. Concerns about Biden's age have been swirling since his inauguration, when he became the oldest person to be sworn in as president at 78. But by punching in past 80, he's one of the increasing number of octogenarians. That's a weird word. Still working instead of playing at bingo. It's so bad. In 1980, just 2.5% of the 80-plus U.S. population were in the workforce. In 2019, that share has soared 6%. That's not good. Life expectancy has gone up. In 1942, the year Joe Biden was born, American could expect to live to 66 years on average. In 2019, life expectancy went to 79. So yeah, there's definitely that. If Biden chooses to run again in 2024, his opponent will certainly let you know that he'll be 86 by the end of that term. Yeah, I don't think he's going to run again in 2024. There's no way. That's way too much. 86 by the end of your presidency? That doesn't make any sense. That opponent could be Donald Trump, who's currently 76 years old. Benjamin Franklin saved the Constitutional Convention at 81. Yo, Benji, he's the man. That's why we like Benjamin so much. I hope they don't take him off the $100 bill. That would just be a crime. Let's see, this week ahead, Thanksgiving. Oh, let me actually switch back to my scanner here. I was wondering why it was showing negatives. Still nothing interesting though. It's quite possibly the best holiday week of the year. I'm talking about Thanksgiving, hosting a Friendsgiving Tuesday night, inflating your job title to impress your high school friends Wednesday night, feasting on turkey and football on Thursday, then shopping or not doing much at all for the next 3 days. Thanksgiving was definitely a fun time. I enjoyed it when I was living in the States. The World Cup worker productivity around the world will take a hit as World Cup group stage offers about 4 soccer clashes a day. Yeah, that's distracting. They should do the World Cup in the US again. When was the last time they did the World Cup in the US? When was the last time FIFA was hosted in the US? 1994. That's why I don't remember it, because I was 2 years old. SPY back above 394.5. That's actually quite significant. Really, really significant here, finding that good support around 394.5. Could be good. Rail strike. Workers at two leading U.S. railroad unions have voted on whether to accept a new labor deal, and the results will be revealed today. The stakes are extremely high. If rail workers reject the deal, it raises the prospect of strike that could cripple supply chains in the U.S. Wednesday is Fibonacci Day. Stop by your local Main Street on Small Business Day, Saturday. Looks like Buffalo Stadium got 77 inches of snow. That's reckless. FTX, the bankrupt crypto exchange, owes its 50 biggest creditors an astonishing 3.1 billion. Whew, per a new bankruptcy filing. That's rough. Yikes. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck created a new independent production company, securing at least 100 million in funding. Oh, that's pretty cool. Scientists agreed to add 4 new prefixes to the metric system to keep up with the growing amount of data the world is creating. Whoa, wow. That's crazy. Can the US switch to the metric system already? That's what we all really want in this world. Naomi Biden, the granddaughter of the president, got married in a rare ceremony at the White House. Let's check out this picture. Naomi. That's such like it's a cool name. It really reminds me of I guess you can say Star Wars. Some cool stuff here. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a coffee. It's my fasting day. I'm allowed to do it. Yeah, I agree, David. I agree with what you say. I think that whole, first of all, first and foremost, the company should just. I don't really think it should be getting so involved in politics. That's not really what a company is there for. At least if I was a shareholder, I'd be like, shut up. Like that's not our job. Like if that's your hobby and you want to, protest or do whatever you want in your free time, sure. Or you want to campaign for it, become a politician, sure. All the power to you. But your company has in the end a mission that it needs to follow, and everything else, especially like these government woke initiatives on either side, are totally irrelevant. And that's actually why I really like what Brian Armstrong did. He basically said, everyone who has these woke agendas can leave our company. We'll give you severance, but we don't want to work with you anymore. And I thought that was pretty ballsy. He got a lot of crap for it, but I think we kind of need more people like that at this point. All right, SPY crawling back up. I'm gonna quickly run. I'll be right back. See you guys in a few. Yeah, stick to making magic for people. I agree. Bitcoin's also taking off quite a bit right now, along with the SPY. I feel like I was just about to say something and I forgot. Oh, yes, now I remember. Give me a second. I like this stick to the magic part. Stick to the magic for the people. Yeah, nice little rally here. I don't know what's going on. Doesn't exactly sound like anything good. Don't forget, guys, about the Cyber Monday giveaway. A really, really quick survey here you can complete to join the raffle. The winner will be selected on this live stream November 28th, which again is Cyber Monday. You'll see right here. I'll post the link in the, well, it's in 3 places. It's in the Discord, it's going to be in the YouTube chat. I'm going to pin it right now, and then right here on your Trade Journal dashboard, you can always find it. It's going to be here for another few days. I appreciate everyone that did fill it out already. We've been getting some really interesting, insightful responses. I just want to let you guys know I do appreciate that. Very helpful. Here again, Club Q, where the gunman came, killed 5, injured 25 others. It's just so reckless. It's really crazy how much those things happen. Indonesia's Java island. This video looks so sketchy. I see you had a little moment of hope, but I've kind of stopped trading these like quick poppers. I just don't feel like their continuation on these tickers is like really even anything you want to be dealing with. So I'm not even so focused on it. If a ticker's not over 40% and really trending higher, I really don't want to be trading it. I mean, you know, this ticker had its quick pop here, 150%, but so risky. In Dublin's Elon Musk versus the housing market. What is it? What is Elon Musk doing in Dublin, Ireland? At Twitter's European headquarters, surviving employees have one big problem with Elon Musk's demand that everyone must return to the office. Is finding somewhere to live. Okay, that's interesting. Power Ranger dies at 49. No reason for his death yet. It's very young. It's unfortunate. So a lot of the same news we've already talked about. Oh, look, Wall Street Bets has a new The Last Supper. Got Jim Cramer in there, Kathy Wood chilling. Yes, this is why we use Wall Street Bets. On the body of a goat riding a rocket. Jesus Christ. Building a team to lose my money in. The guy whose literal name was Ponzi. Big old neck. If anyone's wondering what the SPY is going to do today, here's something very helpful. It's called the smiley face recovery. Now you know. So there shouldn't be any more questions. What's going to happen? If anyone's looking for their trader view or trading view, to upgrade their account, this is the time to do it. Get 60% off. This is actually when I did it like 2-3 years ago. As you can see, I am no longer upgraded because I don't really use trading view as much anymore. I just kind of have my watch list on with some crypto, but I don't trade off of it like I used to. Because when I traded crypto, this was pretty important. Nowadays, it's I'll just kind of scan through it, and that's pretty much it. Let's look at Solana again, just to give my heart a little bit of pain. Oh, it's always, every time I look at Solana, it's a little bit worse than I was expecting. I also own a little bit of REITH, but this is such a small position, it's not relevant. But yeah, this is that's painful, like always. Tesla's still chilling at $56 billion. Exxon inching its way up. If you guys have not read the biography from John D. Rockefeller, it is so good. It's really long, but I highly recommend it. It'll give you a lot more insight to ExxonMobil and pretty much everything during the Industrial Revolution. There's this one right here, the Titan. This is the one you want, guys. Highly, highly recommended. It's 35 hours long if you listen to it, but it'll change your understanding of the whole Industrial Revolution and big players throughout the world and how many big institutions were actually established. Technicals on crypto here, the RSI oversold, possible trend reversal. Everything's looking quite oversold. Could be interesting times, guys. My peskies are back at 1.8. Nice bounce there. Really nice bounce. Let's actually look at the activity here. Where are the charts? There was this really nice, here we go. This is what we wanted. Floor price. Let's go 1 year. This is really nice. So yeah, we were up around 110. We were down to 110 for a little bit. That was maybe a temporary floor. It looks like we're reversing now, making new highs. So pesky penguins could be a really good. I already have quite a few of these, and I actually would like to buy a few more. I think I have a little bit more funds available of Solana just laying around not doing anything. All right, so let's see if we can get a historical week for Thanksgiving. Usually Thanksgiving is a good time, bullish time for the market. 75% of the time it does end the week green. So we will see if we get some of that bullish momentum this year. Oh. Still nothing really worth looking at. It's kind of sad that we're only going to be trading, 2 days this week. I would love to do a bit more trading. I feel like I've been on vacation now for like a year. Like I feel like I haven't really been able to really edge into trading as much as I've wanted to. I think in August we had a pretty good month. October was really slow for me personally. Yeah, and then some other activity here and there, but overall it wasn't like a very exciting year for small cap day trading. So we're doing a little bit of pivoting towards just swing trading and options and whatnot. Not necessarily a permanent pivot, but just learning as much as we can during this time where it's a really good time to learn a few other things. So far for this month, trading options has actually been my most profitable and swing trading, but we'll see. Joel says it can go on for several years. For sure. Especially if we enter some sort of stagflation, but there's always something moving. There's always something that's tradable. So you just got to find that. There's always inefficiencies in the market. So that's basically how, we capitalize, right? We trade, at least me personally, I'm a momentum trader. So I look for, what's the best ticker today? Where's the action? I want to trade that action. I want to get my, 1 or 2 trades out. And that's how I make my profits. Obviously, if it's going to be much easier in an overall bull market because there's more momentum. And even if you make mistakes, you can still be very profitable. In this kind of bear market we're in, you just got to be ready to take profits. You can't really size into your winners as well. It's all a little bit slower. This super cycle. I know I've been hearing more and more people getting excited about futures trading, but I think I'm already focused on enough right now with my front side strategy, momentum, front side strategy, and then occasionally option swing trading. ENSC being called out by Toby. Nice pop. Big resistance above though. Last time I had a 60% rally, so it's really not too bad. I think there could be too many bags on ENSC after its last failed rally, so it doesn't really speak to me so much. Hard to say. SPY looks like it's about to pull back just a bit. It already pulled back, but oh yeah, okay, now it's pulling back. I was looking at it here on the 5-minute, and it seems like it might dip below the 9 EMA. Wouldn't be surprised. The 1-minute kind of already confirmed that more than I was expecting to see. $8.49. Very slow, very slow. So the recent low on coin was $42. It's up around 4% from that zone. Things can get pretty interesting. I'm gonna definitely look to accumulate probably some coin if we get a move under $40. Might do the same with some other companies. Let's actually, in the meantime, while things are just going beyond slow right now, let's do a little bit of searching here on SQ. See if we could uncover anything on the company that is interesting, anything that I haven't seen yet before. I like to do this on companies that I'm following quite often, at least once or twice a week, because usually the first time I do it, I overlook something. Sometimes I just like to talk about, state the obvious, take that bird's eye view, and I think that's always really important. Market cap is 40.6 billion. It's actually still quite high for the fact that how it's come down so much. We're back in like 2020. I feel like we were used to every company being like 200, 300 billion, and we didn't even question it. I remember I was talking about Coinbase when it was around 150 with like 100 million or billion-dollar market cap, and I was like, yeah, this actually makes sense, and I really did believe that, because everything else relative was even more crazy. But now as the market goes down, it's like we have to like really readjust our mindset. It's quite interesting. So for me as a trader, trading small caps, I'm never so focused on the individual specs on a company. So it's like totally different, the whole investing game. But I really like it. I like building long-term positions, especially things I want to hold for multiple years. Again, all my long-term positions I do in a different broker. I don't even do it on TD Ameritrade, because I use TD Ameritrade solely for day trading and swing trading, which I think is really important. I feel like anything you hold long-term, you don't want to be looking at, you don't want to think about it. If I had my investments on TD Ameritrade and I saw what I was up or down, or that there was just a 10% move, I'd be so tempted to manage that position. So overall, I think that's like first and foremost, like always identify if you're day trading or swing trading or investing, period. But now as we're looking to actually trade some of these companies like Square and Coin and what have you, I do like to understand the overall companies as well, because when you get those sell-offs, you realize, oh wow, this is like maybe potentially undervalued, and you really start feeling that base come in. For example, with Square, you could really see it here. We had a perfect rounded bottom, and we had a double top here. So I actually came out with a video like 3 years ago. One of my favorite ways to look at when to sell a stock or a crypto is, look at the price and look to your left and find that shoulder. I even had a short that came out like 2 weeks ago about this topic. Always look to your left, look for a shoulder, and take some profits in that area. So now we're getting that pullback. We did buy some long calls right around here, around like 67 or so, but we unfortunately did not get that bottom. Luckily we have expiration further out, so we'll be holding these a little bit longer. So looking for another move over 70, and we'll see if we can get that this week, if not the week after. So yeah, 40.6 billion. It's also really important to check relative companies. So software infrastructure, you could maybe compare it to, let's say, PayPal even. So this is a $97 billion company, and PayPal has just gone down so much. Look at their sales here. That's really crazy. And PayPal sales are much better at 25 billion, but the speed that Square is increasing year over year is just mind-blowingly good. There's a lot of selling going on in Square, and it doesn't seem like there's large insider buying, which makes me a little bit nervous. With PayPal, also a lot of selling. According to Simply Wall Street, it looks like trading at almost 60% below their estimated fair value, which is a DCA model. So they're very healthy. They have a good future and they're a good value. Obviously, there's no dividend on this one. Very interesting. So I feel like you just find quality companies, and right now you just start accumulating. I really feel like there's not a lot you can do wrong. You could even start selling covered calls and just start getting like a little bit of a dividend income from some of these companies. So they're, yeah, look like 60% undervalued. So you pretty much have to think like, is this a good company overall, and where's it going to go from here? And then if you just give yourself a long time frame of like, let's say 2 years, I don't know if there's a much you can do wrong. Obviously, if the company goes broke and bankrupt, that sucks. But one way you could avoid, let's say, losing your whole position is if you just did options. Then you could, if I try to get the same amount long on, let's say, Square with options, it would require a lot less capital. So that's one way to hedge that a little bit. Crypto Smog is saying MMAT. You pull that up. Meta Materials. I actually don't know this company. Okay, it's actually popping off here. So they had a 40% move, but they're not really holding their highs so well at this point. Already down about 20% or so. Could be an option, but for me, day trading, it's not going to be an option just because it's not holding those highs and it's only up 13% now. So for me, day trading, it's a no-go. But in terms of daily, it's actually pretty nice how it's been crawling off the lows, up 200%, absolutely crazy. So I mean, this company was about to get delisted, and boom, they're back up. So really good to see that, and they didn't even, by the looks of it, have to do an offering. So good for them. I don't know anything about this company, but quite interesting. 9 o'clock here. Let's see if we get some sort of 9 a.m. push. I'll be right back. 9:04. We got 26 more minutes till the market opens. Maybe we're gonna get some action. Who knows? I'm looking forward for something to start moving, get excited about. Otherwise, might be no trade day, but I don't know. I feel like we'll probably get something. Let's go back to looking at Square. Oops, where are they? Here we go. Yes. Their earnings and revenue forecasts are just absolutely amazing on Square. I'd actually like to see what their homepage looks like. It's been a while since I just went to their website. Block.xyz. Let's not play that. Let's see. Well, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so this is more their corporate website. To be determined website. So it's more of a portfolio company. Music. Streaming service for all your music fans. Oh, so much to look into. Okay, so then they have their funding, kind of like a VC. Or build and fund free open source projects. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Then we have the Cash App here. This will probably be a lot easier. Do more with your money. Whoa, this site's got a lot going on. Whew, I'm gonna get freaking epilepsy or something. Spend and spend. Bank and buy. Okay, I gotta get off that screen. Pay anyone instantly. It's like Venmo. Cash App. It's a cool website, but it's kind of a lot for me. Square, and then Square, obviously what we all know, right? The reader that you see at retail companies or mom and pop shops oftentimes. Future return on equity only at 8.5%. That's not really too good. Square is currently unprofitable. I think that's always a big red flag, especially in this bear market. But if you think about it, they have a lot of profitable products. So they could probably become profitable very quickly if they wanted to by reducing costs. Financially, they're just very strong at the moment. But yeah, debt is not covered by operating cash flows is never good. It's crazy how little ownership Jack Dorsey has. I feel like 2% seems very small. A lot of selling going on. I think this is the biggest red flag when it comes to Square. If you just hear shares bought, look how very small amount of shares being acquired from insiders. That's never a good sign. Let's go to, like, let's say comparable duplicate. We just go to, let's say, Coin, for example, another company we've been following quite closely on this channel. And we just go to ownership. Here it's kind of the opposite story, where people are buying. Now the sold, I think it is missing some because Brian Armstrong recently sold a bunch, so I think this is not updated. It's weird that here it says insufficient data to determine insiders have bought more shares than they have sold. It seems like this is not the latest information. So maybe this is partially wrong as well. But yeah, this is definitely a big red flag, I would say, more than anything that I've seen. The number of employees shooting up is probably why their cash flow is negative, and this is probably their biggest problem. If they cut employees, obviously they would probably achieve profitability very quickly. Employees are very expensive. So, I mean, that's basically what Elon's doing to Twitter. So we'll see how that goes forward. Morning, everyone, just crawling in right now. Probably smart decision. Pre-market was very slow so far today. Tomorrow it might even be slower. Usually the days crawling up to a holiday are very slow. That's why I'm going to be taking Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off of trading and streaming. I'll still be doing some other work, but I have family visiting, and I'm going to try to get as much time in with them and not worry about work as much this week. Get as much recharge as possible. SPY had a nice healthy little pullback. This we were talking about earlier. So it had that rejection right off here. But ultimately, this looks like a really healthy move back to 395. Nwtn popping up, 50,000 shares. 5.8 was a recent IPO, now probably big time support and resistance. Spread's a little big. Blue skies though, doesn't look too bad. 50,000. It's not really up so much. SPY having a nice bounce already. Coin still moving higher. I'm still waiting to do that big accumulation. I feel like we're gonna know when it happens, so I'm still gonna wait for it. I'm not gonna chase anything. If it doesn't happen and coin starts slowly crawling up over a course of months, then obviously I gotta switch that mindset. But I feel like there's gonna be a slow rally higher, and eventually there's gonna be another double dip or pullback, very heavy move. Maybe there's another crypto accident. I really want to size in at that point, because I feel like everything is already having its rounded bottom move with a slow rally. Nice, there goes the SPY, very healthy. That was a perfect bounce on the SPY, absolutely perfect. So we called that big support zone out and it just ripped off of there. Really nice. ICU, yep, back above VWAP. Could get interesting. We'll map this one out just a little bit more here. Big time resistance right around, let's actually go further out. Big time resistance around 880 without a question. More resistance around 6, possible points around 7. So $1.50 seem pretty consistent on this one. 520 or so as well. That's probably enough major zones. Besides, maybe if we start breaking higher here and then all-time high here at 12.2, just kind of good to reminders. So pre-market we did run all the way here to 10, but we never hit that really big spot. So now we are breaking above VWAP. That actually looks pretty good here. Nice little 8% pop with pretty interesting volume. Definitely worth trading. I think ICU is unfortunately carrying a lot of baggage with that failed breakout here, you know, pulling back down 46%. Typically that's not going to result in anything good, but let's see what happens. I have some hopes here. SPY ripping higher, really good to see that. Looks like there's a few more potential opportunities for some day trading today, so very exciting. Oh yeah, Jeff, for sure. Disney's up so much. there goes IC's pullback, the inevitable pullback, but it's actually a good time for it to happen before the market opens. It could actually find a little bit more support. I would love to get trading this one. I mean, over $6, it's really, really healthy looking. I like the fact that it's over VWAP, although right now it's a little bit of a tough zone. It's a little chilly in here. Coinbase is still crawling higher, about to see 44. SPY looking healthy as well. So it looks like we're going to be opening up close to neutral. Obviously red still. We're down 0.25% on the SPY. You can see it right here. So we'll see where we go. But quite a nice rebound here pre-market. All right, guys, we got another minute and a half before the market opens. SPY pulling back before the market opens at the moment. On the 5-minute, you can really see that pull back a little bit more clear. Should get interesting here. Should get interesting. Nothing really planned for me at the open. I will definitely be watching ICU, but other than that, maybe just watching the SPY. But just taking it calm and collected here. Not loving the setups we got going on. All right, 10 more seconds. Here we go. SPY gave back quite a bit. It's going to be close to that big support at 39.45. So let's see if that holds. At the moment, I'm skeptical. Coin, quick pullback, but then came right back up again. SPY bouncing up. Here's that critical ICU zone around $6. Let's see how this holds. I usually don't trade backside when I'm day trading. Backside below VWAP, definitely not. Nice move on coin there. Wow. So we were at 42 this morning and now we're at 44.3. Square having difficulties. Square is definitely my worst swing so far. Coin's okay. It's kind of like in the middle. NMTC actually making some pretty okay moves. Volume could be a lot more though. I see you kind of struggling. SHC being called out in the Discord. Ooh, the SPY is really ripping right now. Really good to see that. So far, really, really good sign on SPY. So far, I'm not super interested in anything. ATTO was mentioned in the Discord, but I don't really like it. Going back to the SPY, having a healthy pullback here, this could be a really nice setup for continuation. You would have to probably trade some options on it to make it worthwhile. That could be interesting. Looks like SPY might not hold this. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's a little bit choppy here. Quick pullback, bounce right back up, pulling back again. Right now, 395 is offering good time support. We'll see what kind of support it really comes down to. Still looking a little bit choppy overall. Don't see any tickers that I really want to day trade, so I'm just kind of being patient here. SPY selling back, selling off quite aggressively. Coin actually could be a good setup right now. Good pullback there. I'm going to see where this one bottoms out, if it does. Something maybe around 10 o'clock. But right now, that was a nice breakout. Strong, very strong pullbacks. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we'll keep watching it. SPY now pulling back fully. Keep an eye out for that. Maybe it's going to be a bit of a morning panic and then a recovery from there. Hard to say. SHC moving up. Kind of the only ticker giving us a little bit of action. So let's watch this one a little bit closer. We got big time resistance around 8, which is now acting as new support. And we got another key zone roughly at right 9.6 or so. So let's go back to the intraday and actually look at this one for a second here. Some of the highlights. $2.5 billion company, so pretty large, almost 300 million shares outstanding. That's really, really big. Life sciences company. This one broke out, up 12%, halted. Coin and SPY both pulling back aggressively, so this could be that morning panic, and then maybe we'll get some accumulation. It'll turn around. Who knows? So far, nothing too interesting that I want to jump in on. Bitcoin also pulling back a little bit here as well, so good to observe that. We had a bit of a double top, now we failed, so now we're going to be probably testing the lows here. I say C back at it again, open from its hold. Actually opened and held its highs really strongly. Coin just busted back higher as well. Very volatile, these tickers. %20 move. We got upside till about 950 or so. That's what I was looking for. Still on a very strong front side. I think I was a little bit slow on this one, kind of hesitated. Now I feel like I'm FOMOing near the high, so I'm just going to kind of watch it. Yep, I hesitated one moment too long. Possible move over 9.5 on SHC. There's some big resistance here in this area. So let's see if we get that pop. I should have jumped on this one after the halt actually held, hesitated, and then in this area kind of felt like I was chasing, so I never ended up executing. So missed that opportunity. One of the few opportunities today, so you don't really have chances to miss. So maybe it's still going to be a no trade day now that I missed that one. I just can't really justify trading it at this current price. Pulling back, crawling back below the 5 minutes. So I wouldn't be looking for a new high just yet. Might happen unless we have that 5-minute break over back into the green. Right now we're a doji candle, but anything over like 946, maybe we'll get that break higher. But at the moment it's crawling down. Nwtn being called out, looks like a big halt up as well. So I had that huge breakout here at 655. Blue skies on Nwtn. Very interesting opportunities that we're seeing. SHC actually ended up holding pretty well. It's trying for that break over 9.6. I don't feel comfortable jumping in on it at this area. Possibly move back below 9.2. ICU trying to break back above VWAP. SHC possible setup here. Still watching, could be an ABC pattern. Nwtn might open up soon. Bid around 926, doesn't look too bad. New minute starting. 926, let's see if this zone holds. There we go, that was a healthy hold. Could start crawling up here. Gonna buy into this one. Buying a little bit high there. Let's see if we can get that extra pop. I think we might see another pullback though. Support came in again. Got another fill there. Buying a little bit higher, looking for that move over 50 into 9.6. Don't have the biggest size. First trade on the day here. Hard stop at 13. Failed breakout. Held the first 30 seconds. That's usually a very good sign. Still waiting for that possible break over 9.5. Kind of a weaker bounce than I was hoping for. Could break here. Doesn't look so healthy. Nwtn just had a huge move higher. Finally stopped out. Unfortunately, that one didn't work out. Small loss there. Luckily, I didn't take too big position size. It's a bit unfortunate. Stopped out at 12. It's back at 22. So that's one of the downsides of using stops sometimes. I rarely use stop losses. But some of these tickers that are a little unorthodox for me, I'll play stops. Nwtn moving higher. There's definitely some movement. Just got to find that right entry. So I had an okay entry with SHC, but the ticker didn't seem like it wanted to break out. Now it's actually crawling higher with SHC. So yeah, it could have maybe worked out. Unfortunately, I got stopped out literally right before the possible move back up. So maybe I could have closed for closer to break even, but still small loss on that one. So no big deal. But still, you know, first trade is red is never fun because now you're kind of on the defensive a little bit. So that's never a great place to be. Nwtn has some volume coming in. It's a bit of an awkward ticker. So far the 5 minutes a bit extended on this one. It's actually holding quite okay. SHC could have been a green trade, but unfortunately didn't work out. Stronger pullback on Nwtn. Possible entry right by VWAP. I think let's see if it pulls back a little bit more. I already missed that first initial bounce. I'd be closing and taking profits. So I was a little bit late there on that one. SHC pulled back again. Doesn't look so interesting. We're in a new 5-minute candle. So maybe it's going to give us an opportunity for a new high on Nwtn. Blue sky setup, so we don't really see those that much. Maybe we'll get a little bit more action here. don't see it at the moment. I don't see it. ICU is continuing its descent, so that one doesn't look good at all. Nwtn. So I got my second screen. I got kind of our main tickers here. SHC. That pullback didn't work. Nwtn maybe finding support. Hard to say. And ICU definitely continue its downwards trend. So that one really doesn't look good at this point. Nice bounce on Nwtn off of VWAP. Five-minute back over the former 5-minute close, typically a bullish sign, but it's still a ranging setup, and right now you're kind of buying high on a range, and it's really not a great play, so I'm not going to trade it. Yeah, there's, see, boom, ranging, so don't want to buy high on the range. Those never really work out for me. SHC could be a possibility to come back. It is crawling off some former support here. It just really doesn't look so interesting either, especially with the MACD volume fading as well. Slow day for me so far. It's 9:50. I only have one trade in, small red trade. I don't know if I should just call it or not. So this is now you guys know I'm going to take tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off because, holiday weeks are historically very slow for day trading. Oftentimes, if we take if the holiday is like on Thursday or Friday, we'll still get some decent trading like Monday and Tuesday, but so far, the setups are few and far between. I think there was opportunities today. I think I missed maybe one or two good setups, but still not like anything really great. Yeah, Corey says no trades, but definitely some potential today. Yeah, I agree. Definitely some potential out there. Just got to jump in it at the right time. Be very, very patient. Oh my God. NWTN moving again. Just saw my scanner actually halted up. Really nice. When it actually held here, I should have jumped on it, but it's hard to pick your ticker today with so many different things moving. Ugh, slow for me personally. Hopefully some of you guys got that. Congrats to anyone that did. So if it's a 5-minute hold, it's going to open up at 10:01, 9 seconds. Let's see. We've been seeing some 10-minute holds. Coin back below 42.6. Could be some really good entries, but I think we might see something in the 30s on this one. So in terms of acquiring coin on the spot price, I think I'm going to hold off a little bit. I'm already long on my options, so I don't see a reason to accumulate here unless it really sells off, and then I'd like to do spot. SHC falling, didn't hold that breakout. ICU just really choppy below VWAP. Maybe it's going to try to break VWAP, but for me it's not the best day so far. It's gonna open. Let's get it ready for it. 2, 1, 785. Let's see if it opens here. Oh wait, it's only 10, not 10:01. Sorry. All right, 10:01. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Is it going to be a 10-minute? Nope. Open there. Open higher. Very bullish sign. Blue skies on NWTN. Pulling back a little bit more aggressive than one might like. I feel like for this ticker to really go, exponential, it needs way more volume. The fact that it only has like 200 shares being traded seems a little bit light, especially after the market opens. In a way, it is an $8 stock, so it's more expensive, so it's okay. Also Thanksgiving week. I guess you have to put that into account as well. Trending back higher. Possible move here. Another setup on Nwtn off the 9 EMA. I'm not really crazy about trading this one. I'm watching it because it seems like it's really the only active ticker to be trading at this point. But it's not my go-to kind of setup. There's another pullback. Actually held quite okay. I don't really like the fact that there's a huge red volume candle right there. I mean, still on a front side. Typically, you gotta trade a ticker that's on its front side until it proves not to be on its front side. Very light sell volume is actually a really good sign here. Kind of stalling a bit too long. So far, I only have one trade today. Not the biggest fan of overseeing, so I'm just kind of watching. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do another trade. Nwtn is kind of the best ticker we got right now, and I'm just not super interested in it. Here we go, possible push. Nwtn just had a break there of 9 EMA, but actually ended up holding very quickly. Sometimes that's a good sign when it catches itself. It's a little bit of a snoozer, I'm not gonna lie. Nwtn at this point, I think it has that chance for giving us that potential pop hack higher. I just don't even know if it's really worth me trying to trade anymore today, because it feels like everything is a little bit so-so. I haven't been in love with any setups. I only did one trade today, red trade. Nothing too crazy though. I didn't size up into it or anything. So I don't know. I don't even know if I want to really keep pushing it. SHC is the ticker I traded. I went for this overall pullback right in this area. I got stopped out. There was a little bounce. I could have maybe got out for break even, but ultimately just did not work out as planned. It was never going to be a winner. So well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and call it here early. Mondays are always really busy days for me in the afternoon, so it's kind of nice to get a head start on my afternoon activities. I would be happy to trade till 11 or so if it was like really hot. But yeah, I expect very slow trading this week. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Only one trade today, slightly red on the day, and my swing trades are down as well. I'm down 5.5 thousand on those swing trades. But yeah, so day trading today was a small red day, 158, nothing too crazy. So hopefully we get a little bit more momentum coming in. Maybe tomorrow, I would love to see that, but I would expect even less activity tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. There are setups today. You just gotta be really patient, and when you see them, you gotta get aggressive and then hope for the best. So we'll see what happens, but for now, I'm gonna be out. Like always, guys, I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to drop a response on that survey pinned here in the YouTube channel discussion section to enter the raffle. Take care, everyone. Ciao, ciao.